Welcome back. The political news in full. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi convened with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, Electricity Minister Mohammed Shakir, Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Urban Planning. Presidential spokesman Councillor Ahmed Fahmy said that the meeting tackled following up the executive stance for a number of national agricultural projects nationwide. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi said raising the culture and awareness of the coming generations by media and press bodies is of utmost importance in the new republic. This came in an article he wrote for Al-Ahram newspaper under the title Message of Gratitude and Appreciation, marking the publishing of its 50th edition. He said the role of the media and press is important to cope with the development of the state, and the state is witnessing and preserving the Egyptian leadership in the media and press fields at a time when the media is playing a pivotal role at times of peace and war. He said he's looking forward to a more distinguished role of all Egyptian press bodies and media means in the coming phase, adding that he appreciates all workers in the press and media field. He said he values all the employees of Al-Ahram prestigious institutions, which he said has stood firm within many events over around 148 years since it was established on the 27th of December 1875. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry warned of the dire humanitarian and security repercussions from the Israeli escalation policies against the Palestinian people in Gaza. He stressed rejection to such measures and to any attempts to liquidate the Palestinian issue on the expense of other countries in the region. Shoukry was speaking during a meeting with Belgium's Foreign Minister Hadja Lahbib in Cairo on Sunday. They exchanged views on the latest developments in Gaza and the need to allow humanitarian aid into the besieged enclave. They also discussed the need to seal a humanitarian ceasefire to provide protection for civilians and facilitate the sustainable entry of aid. Dealing with military escalation in Gaza, threats of the expansion of the strife, and the need to exert all international and regional efforts to prevent this from taking place. Also on Sunday, Foreign Minister Shoukry held talks with U.S. Special Envoy for Middle East humanitarian issues David Satterfield. During the talks, Shoukry said the humanitarian crisis in Gaza is grave as the number of victims exceeded 7,000 of those killed by the Israeli aggression on the enclave. He said there is need for coordinated and serious international moves to seal an immediate humanitarian ceasefire to protect civilians, the victims of fake excuses of the right of self-defense and fighting terrorism. The meeting also discussed the need to intensify coordination mechanisms among all parties to allow aid into Gaza in a sustainable way. Shoukry said it's important that all international efforts come together to overcome obstacles put forward by the Israeli side. General Secretary of Arab League Ahmed Abul Ghait condemned the Israeli occupation forces' continuous aggression on Gaza Strip and the collective punishment policy launched by the occupation forces, which is really a war crime. This came during Abu Ghait meeting with Belgian Foreign Minister Hadja Lahbib, as both sides stressed that the international community must exert its utmost efforts to protect the civilians in Gaza Strip and applying the international humanitarian law. Both sides also expressed the rejection of the transfer policy of Gaza citizens to neighboring countries, as well as the forced displacement practiced by the Israeli occupation forces on Gaza. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry said cementing effective water cooperation across borders is pivotal for Egypt. Shoukry was speaking at the inauguration of the 6th round of Cairo Water Week. He said Egypt, as the last downstream Nile country, is the most affected by the repercussions of uncooperative measures at the basin. For his part, Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation Hani Suelam warned about the effects of war on the basic needs of citizens, namely water, electricity and food. He said events in Gaza threaten the same needs of the citizens of the enclave. Israeli occupation forces waged ground operations against Gaza on Sunday in what Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called the second phase of a 3-week-old war aimed at crushing the Palestinian resistance group. Thousands of desperate Gaza residents broke into warehouses and distribution centers of the United Nations Palestinian Refugee Agency UNRWA, grabbing flour and basic survival items. Netanyahu warned Israelis to expect a long and hard campaign, but stopped short of calling the current incursions an invasion. Medical authorities in the Gaza Strip, which has a population of 2.3 million people, say that Gaza death toll climbs to 8,005, including 3,342 children since October 7. Internet and phone connectivity disrupted by the Israeli